want to make sure everybody's listening and perhaps emphasize a few things. And one thing you said, and I give you credit for it, you kind of put the onus on the provider to say, hey, sponsor, I need to understand this better. I'll take a different tack, and I'm at the sponsor, so I can say to the other sponsors, we need to know what we want. I'll come out and say that we need to know what we want. I really regret these situations where I've seen, a sponsor just purchase, some off the shelf solution and then totally skewer the supplier, throughout. That's not appropriate. That's not fair. What works better, and this is the example you're saying, is like, hey, you have a known process at a sponsor. You have a process. The sponsor can turn that into requirements. I talk so much about needing to have requirements, and then together the two parties can kind of walk the line together and go through and say, okay, this is my process, and at this point I need a solution that will capture that'll capture the subject number, or that will capture some blood sample or whatever it is. You kind of walk it together and you go through the requirements, and then you figure out what solution you need where. And so you end up with a solution that's perfectly catered to, what the sponsor needs. It's not getting stuff right off the shelf, because then that just, again, I've rarely seen that work. It's this idea of like form follows function. I think that's like a biological term. What do you need, and we'll solution it and figure it out. It's not the other way around. And I think getting back to the very excellent point you made in the beginning. Don't jump to the solution.